Hello, faithful! Welcome to a new show here on White Throne Metal Radio. I'm your host, Keven Crothers, station manager for White Throne Metal Radio and staff writer for Heaven's Metal magazine. This is a new series. I want to call this basically favorite unsigned bands. I could say of the 80s, 90s, what have you. There are 4, 5, maybe 6 bands I already kind of have my sights set on. And I realize this opening band that I'm going to talk about, most people have probably never heard of, but honestly, they should have. And I'm talking about San Francisco Bay Area's own Crossforce. Crossforce was the brainchild of former Golgotha lead singer Tony Kreider. Tony was a fantastic songwriter. Lyricist. I can't get enough kudos for Tony's lyrics. Absolutely, without a doubt. Phil Castillo on lead guitar, brilliant guitar player, completely underrated, one of the best to come out of any. I mean, he could play with a Warren D. Martini. Yes, I said it. Phil, I know you're from San Diego, so got to throw that one in there. Jeff Hudson on bass guitar, another great songwriter, played keyboard as well, in the songwriting process, but in the band, he was a bass guitar. Both Tony Kreider and Jeff Hudson are no longer with us. They've gone home to be with Jesus. Tony Kreider passed away, I think, 2002. Jeff Hudson, it was like 2010, 2011, I believe, he passed away. Mark Cassatteri on drums, Mr. Mark Rapley on keyboards. And after the recording of most of their material was done, or all of the material was done, David Hull joined the band as a second guitar player. Back about 10 years ago when I had talked with Bill Baffert about, hey, we should reissue, or you should reissue the Crossforce material, David wasn't included. It was an oversight. I remember talking to Phil. I talked to Mark. I honestly nothing unfortunately was said to Dave until after this project was released. And that's an oversight I wanted to have corrected. After Phil did leave Crossforce, that left David as the main guitar player. But all of that being said, Crossforce recorded a 6-song demo that was recorded in late 1986, early 1987, up in Santa Rosa, if I remember correctly, at a community college. I remember talking to Jeff Hudson and Mark Cassatteri about it one time, eons ago, about how they all had to sleep on the floor, and it was cold because it was like December or something. When they recorded it, because school was out for winter break or what have you. I didn't actually get to see Crossforce or meet the guys until it was probably January, February of 1987. They played a live concert at a place called The Studio, which was really a rehearsal spot that Adam Alvarez, bass guitar player for then Valor, former bass player for Golgotha, they used this space, and he thought, hey, maybe I can make a couple extra bucks, have a couple of shows, and they did a show there, and I'll never forget it because the cops showed up and all this kind of stuff. But I also met I met somebody else at that gig. And I can't believe his name just slipped out of my head. This is what happens when you get old. And he was the lead guitar player, for Saint. And I can't believe I just forgot. Oh, goodness gracious me. Oh, well. I met the lead guitar player for Saint, about had a heart attack. And hang on. They were in process of recording the Too Late for Living album, and I'm showing my age, guys. So if you'll bear with me here 1 second. 1 second. Can I just get that it was, oh, come on. You know, you hate it when you can't remember the name of John Mayhen on lead guitar for Saint. You hate when that happens. Anyway, I met him at that show. It was very cool. But anyway, back to Crossforce. And Crossforce wrote some beautiful songs. Smoke-Filled Room, an all-time classic. Weeping World, beautiful stuff. Melodic, heavy songs. Our Father. The Call. You know, I'm going to play one of their early songs. This is Tomorrow Will Come. This is Crossforce. Welcome back. Crossforce, Tomorrow Will Come. What a great, uplifting, encouraging song from Tony Crider. And, you know, we released this CD compilation of material here. Well, Bill Bafford did. And I keep wanting to take some kind of credit, which I shouldn't, you know. But this compilation was the 6-song demo, plus, you know, we had pictures and all this stuff in here. Had the interview I did in White Throne magazine, issue number 3. You know, Metal Mardi Gras photo there. There was so much that, you know, they played the Omni, they played the Mabuhay Gardens, they opened for Barren Cross, you know, they played with Valor, they did, Crossforce, if Crossforce did a show, you would have, you know, that was automatically 200 people show up. And they were great guys. Tony, I remember doing the interview, both Tony Crider and Phil Castillo said, look, we've been called the Gomer Pyle of heavy metal. We know we don't have a look, but you know what? I'll tell you what, and I'm going to tell you this right now. All the Christian labels back in the day, Pure Metal, Frontline, Benson, the major labels, all these guys, Refuge Records, Myrrh, you know, you guys put out enough albums with no pictures in them. You didn't know what the band sounded like, okay? I remember that. Many times there were bands that came out on Pure Metal. I'm like, what do they sound like? Who are these guys? And then you put them on, and they were, for me, I was always, a lot of times, vastly disappointed. Crossforce had songs. They had players. They needed some producing to get them better. You know, let me play something else here for you. This is off of what we called the Frontline demo. The Frontline demo was recorded in the rehearsal space at the rehearsal spot in Hayward, California, down in the industrial area. They had, I don't know, 6 different rooms there. And they recorded 6 songs, 7 songs to send to Jimmy Kempner at Frontline Records. I believe this demo was sent after they played at Metal Mardi Gras, because the guys saw them at Metal Mardi Gras, and they wanted some more stuff, and they ended up passing on them. That was a huge mistake. But what happened was Jeff Hudson had given, he said, hey, we sent this tape to Frontline, and I said, hey, could I get a copy of that? And Jeff said, sure. So this was what is this? This is a Radio Shack, I think, or one of those ultra cheap compact cassette made in Hong Kong. He gave this to me, Crossforce 1987. That tape I copied onto a TDK 35 years ago. That's how we got the Frontline demo on this. And thanks to Mr. J. Powell at Steinhaus for doing all the mastering on this back then, about 9 years ago, and really made it sound wonderful. It really sounds wonderful for what it is. And I want to play off of the Frontline demo. Let me play Wait and See. No, you know what? I'm going to do something different. Let's do It's Your Life. Okay? This is Crossforce. Welcome back. It's Your Life. And how about, I'm going to play something else for you right off of this right now. The anthem, Rock Until the Final Day.
Soldiers in the army of grace. There is a time to weep, there is a time to mourn. A time you gotta pay what is due. You gotta pay indeed, I hate to pay. Just know each other waiting on you. Rock until the final day. Rock until the final day. Rock it.
Welcome back. Crossforce, a band that should have been signed, that should have had an album out at least. You know, I shouldn't say they deserved it, because lots of bands got looked over and missed, and they're just one of those things. I get it. But I hope you've enjoyed this little rant, and maybe you're not familiar with Crossforce. You can find copies of that compilation. Check out the Christian Metal Distro. They were put out, that compilation was put out by Rox Records, ROXX, and I'm sure you can find them. They're available. Alrighty. Hey guys, until next time, don't forget to say your prayers, and God bless.